Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great evening. I am in the middle of getting our spreadsheet to load here. Well, actually, I'm not in the middle of getting it to load. Excel is in the middle of trying to get it to load. And as soon as I can get it to cooperate with me, we will get rolling here for tonight. I think we've about got it. All right, now I think, yeah. All right, we should be good here. Okay, so we have two breaks tonight, both football, a 2018 football and a 2019 football. We'll break the 2018 flawless first, and then we'll break 2019 contenders following that. As normal, before we start ripping into things, there's a little bit of information to go over, so let's go ahead and roll onward with that. So feedback is set to be completely automated on eBay. I do that so you never have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly, like really instantly, get it in return. And of course, the far more important message there is just to say thank you. I do appreciate everyone who chats and hangs out with me, bids with me, breaks with me, etc. Taking a look right now at breaks that are listed on eBay that we're going to be diving into over the next few days. So tomorrow night we have just one break, and we're going to start earlier than really like so early, 8:45 Eastern and 5:45 Pacific, because we're going to open a half case of Score football, which is going to be around 2,500 cards. It is going to be a long break. Bring a snack. And also note there that veteran base cards, their own bidding spot, right? They have their own bidding spot. So that's the deal. They're not going to ship to the teams. Teams are going to get autographs, inserts, etc. And then on Thursday, we're going to open Gold Rush basketball value packs. A 12-pack box. A box is the same as a case in most of these Gold Rush card products. And I believe there are 3 cards per value pack, but double check the listing to make sure on that. And we'll open more flawless football on Thursday night as well. Friday, a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys and a 12-box case of Diamond Kings baseball. Saturday is Kentucky Derby Day, so it's an off night. No breaks on Saturday. On Sunday, though, we'll be back at it with the rest of that Score football out of case number 1, and we'll start early again that night as well, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and look for those auctions to be ending, right around the 6:45 to 7:15 kind of time frame, so way earlier than they might normally be on Sunday. We are taking a look right now at our shipping schedule. Well, there's lots of information on here, but the shipping schedule is probably what you care about the most. So let's go over that. Flawless Football is a free shipping break. Anytime you do a free shipping break with me, it's going to be projected to go out no later than a week from today. So no later than Tuesday, a week from today, your Flawless Football will be on the way. Most of the time, that free shipping stuff gets out a lot faster than that, but that should just be the latest it gets on the way to you. Our Contenders Draft Picks football projected to get on the way to you approximately Saturday. And if I can get it sent out to you faster than that, I will. And if something unexpected happens, it could always fall a day later, which in this case would mean Monday. And what else? Consolation cards. You probably don't have to worry about that in Contenders Draft. I don't think. Well, you never know. We haven't sorted it by team before. So, okay. If you are in either one of these breaks tonight and you don't hit anything at all, not a base card, not one single thing, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year in any series. I do keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. And for the free shipping breaks, usually I just hang on to your consolation cards until the next time you have a package shipping, and then I send them all out at one time just because it's a free shipping break. But if you want to have it sent sooner, all you need to do, send me a little note, let me know. I will gladly do that. Contenders Draft Picks, if you were to get skunked in there, I don't really think anybody will, but on the off chance that somebody does, consolation cards would be sent to you with the rest of the break. When the rest of the break ships, I mean. So first up, a box of 2018 Flawless Football. That is a half case, and it is break number 4. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Tuesday night, the 30th of April. You've got team names on the left. Winning bidders are across from it there on the right-hand side. And, of course, a new spreadsheet will go up in a moment for our second break of the evening contenders draft picks. So if you're here for that one, just hang tight. You're going to get a chance to see your name up there shortly. Last but not least, focus, changing it up a little. Yeah, the background's going to go out of focus, but don't sweat that. We're going to be able to see all the cards without any problems. So Nelson's here. Hi, Nelson. Yeah, we got it working. I had it. Sometimes it like freezes up, and then it'll say like Excel, not responding or whatever. And then by the time it unfreezes, it takes it a minute. And then tonight I also realized right about the time it was unfreezing, I had forgotten to cut and paste in the titles of what was shipping. So I had to do that real fast too. Yay. Kirk is here. Hi, Kirk. Gina says, why am I even bothering to break score football? Oh, Gina, I probably wouldn't even make $1.50 an hour by the time I'm done breaking, bidding, and sorting that. But here's the deal. If you don't buy that kind of stuff, then you don't get the kind of stuff you do want later. That's how it works. So if I say, yeah, I don't want to break score, I don't want to break this or that or any of this stuff with a lot of base cards, then they'll say, okay, but when it comes time to get flawless and national treasures and gold standard and all the things that we actually want, Prism, guess what they would tell me? They would say, oh, yeah, guess what? You can't break that because you didn't break the other stuff. So they kind of have us at a little bit of a disadvantage in that sense. They know they can hold us hostage, and they definitely do that. Take my word for it. They definitely do. I have to order so much, and it's not even like I can order one case of it and be done. Oh, no. I have to order lots and lots of cases of it and then either break it or, sell it off somewhere or stuck it in my garage. Let's see. Nelson, you said... Is everything paid? I believe it was, and you also said you noticed everything was selling low tonight. Yeah, I noticed that too, as a matter of fact. A lot of bargains in there tonight. Hopefully it's going to pay off for you. And yes, everything is paid, Nelson. I did just double check right there since you asked me. I thought it was, but thought I better double check. All right, so we have Curtis Martin and the Patriots leading things off. That's a really nice looking autograph too. Card is numbered to 2. Trooper 13 says his life is a consolation card. Oh, Trooper. Well, I just feel bad about that. I just feel really bad about that. Oh, well. Maybe you're going to get lucky tonight. Rashad Penny and the Seahawks. That one is numbered to 20. And we've got a little multi-team action here. So we've got a Drew Brees relic for the Saints, a Peyton Manning relic for the Colts, and then a Brett Favre relic for the Packers. Now, here's what this means to those of you involved in this little scenario tonight. You have to own 51% or more of a card to take it outright. So if someone owns 2 of those 3 teams, they would take the card outright. If no one owns 2 of the 3 teams, then it will go to random. Jordan Reed comes up for the Redskins, numbered to 5 with a very nice looking patch. And behind that is Jay Ajayi. And that's another really nice looking one. It should be Swatch Signatures is the card set for this one. It's the Eagles to 20. All Pro Inc. Mike Singletary to 10 for the Chicago Bears. A little Mike Singletary action bringing it home tonight for the Chicago Bears. And numbered to 5, Deion Sanders. Very nice. Dallas Cowboys, Deion Sanders hit. But we're not done yet. No, not at all. We still have some encased cards to take a look at. First up is Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills. It's numbered to 20, and you've got a little ruby chip there kind of in the front of that one. And then we have Darrell Green for the Redskins. It's numbered to 5, a little emerald chip in that one. We have ourselves a card that basically says, hey, this stuff, those little chips of stuff are not fake and nobody, died in obtaining them. And here comes the big hit of the case. I saw this right away as soon as I opened the case. Yeah, Browns. And you got them so inexpensively tonight, relatively speaking. How about that Baker Mayfield to 25? Yeah, pretty sweet, right? Little Baker Mayfield flawless, making the Cleveland Browns having a happy night. Oh, it's your anniversary. Deborah says it's her 20th wedding anniversary, and you must have the Seahawks because you were glad to see the Rashad Penny. Well, happy anniversary to you. Jason, I don't remember what teams you have, my friend, but if you did not catch that spreadsheet up there earlier, I can put it up for you again here in a second. We're going to have to anyway to take a look at who has our teams here. So once again, someone's got to own 2 of the 3 to take it outright. If no one owns 2 of the 3, we'll go to random. The card will be entered as Saints, Colts, and Packers in random if we have to go there. And I would hit random 3 different times. The first 2 will not count. It would be only the third and final random that would make the determination for us as to where that card might go. But first things first, we have to take a little peek and see who has what over here. All right, so our Green Bay Packers, that's Solo Fan. Indianapolis Colts, I'm going backwards on the card, I know, but you get the idea. And this is Jassy, maybe, 5172. And then our Saints down here is, look at that, Jassy 5172. Woohoo, somebody got it outright. That, by the way, must be why Jason was asking what teams he had, right? Yes, exactly, because he knew. We didn't. I didn't remember. But he did. So Jason takes that one outright, baby. So let's recap this. This handsome card goes to take your pick. One of Jason's teams there, Colts or the Saints. He's got them both, giving him certainly more than 51%. He's got 2/3 of that card. Numbered to 5, it's Deion Sanders for the Dallas Cowboys. Numbered to 10, Mike Singletary, Chicago Bears. Jay Ajayi to 20 for the Eagles. The Washington Redskins to 5 with Jordan Reed. Rashad Penny making a nice little anniversary hit here for Deborah, and that is numbered to 20 for the Seahawks. Numbered to 2, we have Curtis Martin out for the New England Patriots. Then our Josh Allen, numbered to 20 with a little ruby chip in it. Our emerald chip, Darrell Green for the Redskins. It's numbered to 5. And the big hit of the night is the Baker Mayfield to 25 dual relics. And, of course, hard-signed autograph, low number, nice hit for the Cleveland Browns tonight. Tyler, no, this Deion Sanders is not the Falcons. I mean, it clearly shows on the card quite plainly that it is the Dallas Cowboys. You can see it right there on the back. That's what that big star is. That's because I believe he went into the Hall of Fame as with the Dallas Cowboys as his chosen team. You know, if somebody's played for more than one team, they can often choose what team they go in for, but that is absolutely a Cowboys card, no question. Okay, we are moving onward here into a little 2019 Contenders Draft Picks coming up next. And I hit the wrong button and you're looking at a black screen. Wasn't that fun? You're still looking at a black screen. What the heck did I hit? Let's try this all over again. Whoa, the miracle of technology and me, the idiot trying to run it. Sorry. All right, I think everyone probably saw this earlier, but on the off chance that you didn't, please review it. Hit me up with any questions. It is your anticipated shipping date there, as well as information about consolation cards and how all that sort of stuff works. So this is 2019 draft picks. It's a full case break. It is break number 3. Of course, it also ended tonight on eBay, Tuesday night the 30th. And it is the first time we've done this product by team. We've been doing it by first letter of last name, but now that the draft is completed, we are doing it by team. There's one extra little category in here, and that is our undrafted free agent category. So that means any player who, as of right now, this point in time, they were not drafted and they have not signed with anybody in the interim. Now, anybody that wasn't drafted but has signed with a team, which is a lot of people, you know, signed with teams on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they will go to the team they are with as of right now, this point in time. So that UDFA means players not drafted and not signed. That's how that works. And otherwise, rookies and incoming guys are going to go to the teams that they are currently with. And anybody that we might pull out of here who's a veteran player, a current player, is going to go to their current team. If we happen to pull somebody out of here who's a retired player and they're no longer playing at all, it's going to go to the team that they played for the longest. So that's how that works. Tyler, you said you've had, why can't I speak? You've had a bad run of luck with breaks lately, Tyler. Well, man, I am so sorry. I hate when that happens. That's happened to me before too, and I know it is painful. That's the part of breaking that's not fun for anybody when you don't get a hit, but we hope that gets turned around for you pretty soon. Deborah's had the Seahawks and the Redskins. Well, you did quite well on your anniversary then. Congratulations indeed. All right, let's get our 12 boxes are now all out of here. And we're looking for 6 autographs per box. It's essentially 1 per pack. There's mostly base cards, and there's a few inserts. Most of the inserts are not numbered. A few of them are numbered. If they are numbered, we'll stop and discuss them. If they're not numbered, you know, we're going to keep right on trucking. There are also going to be a lot of them that have 2 different players on the card, which often means also 2 different teams on the card. And what I will do, there are 2 different configurations for those cards. One that's a horizontal orientation and one that's a vertical orientation. I'll set an example of each up in our housekeeping when we come across it. And we'll then use random.org at the end of the break, and we'll determine where all of those go, because there will be a lot, not just a couple. There'll be a lot of them. All right, so now we are going to start looking through this stuff. Let me see if I've got anything I've missed out that I need to address for you guys over here. Oh, Neil said he lost a Kyler Murray to Brown on a dual autograph last night. Oh, that would be sad too. Nelson, I'm not sure if this is the last contenders or not. I say that because I have more, but I may just sell it out as cases. I've already sold out a few cases of it as sealed cases, and I may just do that again. It just depends. I haven't really entirely 100% decided that yet. So this is an example of one of the card types has 2 different players. And you notice right there we had a redemption, and all of the redemptions are going to sit right there until the end of the break. We'll flip them all over at the end of the night and take a look at what's under there. This is our second configuration of cards that has 2 different players on it. We'll also keep those just up there as an example to remind me, and then once again, it will be the end of the night. We'll figure out where and how those are going to go. And I'm going to freely tell you that I do not even remotely have all these draft picks memorized yet for this year. So chances are most of these guys, you know, I'm going to know some of them. I may not know a lot of them off the top of my head, but I will, of course, look them up before it is shipped out. So you don't have to worry about that. We'll check it all out. And if they weren't drafted, I will check and see if they signed with anyone else in the interim. If they were undrafted and unsigned as of tonight, then they would go to the undrafted free agent. This one is numbered to 15. It's Taiwan Deal. And so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's kind of how we're going to roll tonight. Well, I don't know if we have anybody in here that is strictly on a card by themselves that's a coach. I mean, the only place I've ever seen a coach is like on a card with Baker Mayfield. You know, like I've seen Lincoln Riley on there with Baker Mayfield, but I haven't seen a Lincoln Riley card in here by itself. Foster Moreau with an M. So, you know, if they've never been in the NFL at all, then, you know, they're not a player. Of course, they're a coach. And if they've never been in the NFL themselves as a player, nor have they ever coached in the NFL as a coach, then I would be inclined to give it to the player on the card that is in the NFL. Miles Boykin, that is for the B. But I don't really remember seeing just coaches by themselves in here in this product at this point in time anyway. Queen of Diamond cards is here. Hi, Queen of Diamond cards. Easton Stick. That, I started to say it's for the S. I'm so used to breaking these by last name. I think I said that for the Boykin, didn't I? But these, of course, are not going to first letter of last name tonight. Going to their current team, whether they were drafted or whether they signed after the draft. If they are associated with the team, that's where they go. Not associated with the team, goes to undrafted free agent. This is Rahib Rocket Ishmael, and it is a cracked ice to 23, and I don't really think we pulled that one out of anything else ever. And isn't that like a, yeah, is he like, yeah, this is a throwback, right? I mean, I don't think this guy's played since what, like the 80s or 90s or something. That's definitely a throwback. So for anybody like that, who again is retired, no longer playing the game, it will go to the team that they were with for the longest period of time. Antonio Callaway, that is numbered to 99. Nelson, you hit a 1 of 1 Paul Hornung. That's nice. That's really nice. Of course, he was associated with the Green Bay Packers, so, I mean, that would clearly be a Packers card. I mean, I think the question was if there were coaches that had only coached at a high school or a collegiate level. And I was just saying I don't really think we've got any cards freestanding of a coach that only coached at a high school level or something. Well, but I mean, again, if you read the description as it was written for the category of undrafted, it clearly says undrafted players. It doesn't say anything about coaches in there. It clearly says undrafted players. And also, once again, I don't believe there are any freestanding coach autographs anywhere in this product that I am aware of. So we've opened, I think, like 3 cases of this, and I don't think we've seen any that is just a coach on a card by themselves that, is not affiliated with the NFL. So I don't really think there's anything in there that we're going to have to worry about. I've not even seen any base cards that are just freestanding cards for a coach. This is Jordan Ta'amu, or however you want to say that. I don't know how exactly we say his name, but that's who he is. And the fun, of course, will come when it's time to sort all this. That'll be my crash course in learning all the draft picks right off the bat. I'll be learning them when I'm sorting this, that's for sure. Antoine Wesley comes out next. Trooper, who did you say won the Heisman in the guy I was talking about earlier, the Ishmael? Yeah, see, I was thinking he was pretty far back. You're saying he won it in the 80s. Okay, well, B-Dub, if we find a freestanding coach's autograph, then how about we'll worry about that if we find one. Keenan Brown comes out next. I have not seen any freestanding coaches' autographs nor any freestanding coaches' cards that are not associated with an NFL career, either as a player or as a coach. But if we find one, we will take a better look at it then. How about that? So Damian Harris comes out, numbered to 23. A little cracked ice there for Mr. Damian Harris. Might not be a bad investment. He probably wasn't even the top running back at Alabama, but he's still pretty darn good. So I believe that that might be worth a little something when the season gets rolling. Lonnie Johnson Jr. from my University of Kentucky Wildcats, he got drafted, and that is numbered to 18 for Lonnie Johnson Jr., to be specific. Nelson. Oh, Nelson, it's all right. If we find one, we'll worry about it. But I don't really believe we're going to find one. But if we do, we'll deal with it at that time. Trayvon Mullen Jr. See, that's all. You guys always laugh and you say, oh, your descriptions are so detailed, etc., etc. And, there's a reason, because there's always something comes up that you don't expect. And technically, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom of the description, there will be a section in there about how coaches are dealt with. And so if we find one that we have to deal with, that's exactly what I will do. We'll pull up that description and we'll scroll down there to that coaches section and we'll see what it says and we'll handle it exactly the way that it reads in there. Because I wrote that part so long ago, I mean, those have been in there for a couple of years, but yeah, I know you guys always laugh and tell me, oh, there's so much stuff in your descriptions. Yeah, well, see, because a lot of stuff comes up that you don't plan on. You need some Seattle love, Trooper? All right, we'll see if we can find you some Seattle love. Finally, they're bringing Nick Senzel up. You know what? I hadn't even heard that, Nelson. I am so glad, though. That makes my week a little brighter. Greg Dortch is out of that pack. And who have we got here? Emmanuel Hall comes out of this pack. Eugene, I do typically just eBay. Occasionally I run some breaks directly that we just sell in chat, either before or after a break at night. But most of the stuff I run through eBay just because it's easier. So that's kind of where most of it goes. And I keep saying I'm going to get a website, and then every time I think I've got somebody to build it, it falls through, so I don't actually have one. But I know this is a nice little hit. Marquise Brown with a Mojo pattern. Where's our number on that? Is that numbered? Was it numbered on the back? Oh, it's numbered on the back to 15. I lost it in the image. So there you go. Little Hollywood Brown to 15 with a college ticket Mojo pattern. And next we have Tommy Sweeney. So Tommy Sweeney, I don't really remember Tommy Sweeney at all in the draft. So I don't know if he's drafted or signed subsequently. But, of course, you know I'm going to look all this fun stuff up before it ships out. That will be a pretty long process, as a matter of fact. It always is every year. Dylan Mitchell out next. Nelson says the undrafted spot's going to get a bunch of cards. Well, you got to keep in mind, though, Nelson, some of these guys have gone on and subsequently signed deals since the draft. But you're right. Undrafted out of this product will probably get a pretty good number of cards out of a case break. I mean, traditionally, that's what we would expect anyway. Jalen Ferguson with a 1/1 printing plate autograph. Woohoo! It's our first one of those that we've seen out of Contenders, and this is our, third case of it, I think, that we've broken, something like that. Eugene, we did already break Flawless. Yeah, that one's already in the books, my friend. Were you in that one? Do you have a team, did you have a team bidding interest in Flawless? There's really only one hit in there I can remember for sure, but I bet you some of these guys could probably... Actually, there's two I remember, but some of these guys could probably help me remember if you want to throw us a question in there about a certain team. We will see if we can answer it. Eagles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had an Eagles hit in there. I think you had... I think you have Jay Ajayi in there for the Eagles. I think that's right. Now, Trooper says there were no Eagles, but I was pretty sure there were. There were Eagles. I thought Jay Ajayi was in there for the Eagles. Did I dream that? I really thought he was in there. Orion says yes, there was a Jay Ajayi. Okay, all right. As you know, I'm so bad always at remembering what's in something, and I was so proud of myself thinking, oh, I remembered one. And then when you said there wasn't one, I'm like, oh no, did I think of a different break? But no, sounds like, yes, there was one, we believe. All right. Here's another Greg Dortch, however you say his last name. Another redemption. It's going to hang tight up here with its friend. So we now have a pair of redemptions that we'll be flipping over at the end of the break. We'll find out who's on the other side, as well as go to the Panini website, find out what they're going to be numbered to, if anything, as well. Caden Smith. Caden is numbered to 18. And Drew Sample. I keep wanting to say to the S, right? Because we've been breaking so much stuff by first letter or last name leading up to the draft. I can't get myself out of that habit. And then, of course, we have, Score coming tomorrow, and that's going to be a really long break. Really long break. Andy Isabella. But, to the point that was made earlier, yeah, like, I don't know that anybody loves breaking score, although I am a little bit intrigued that they've added some buyback cards, 1 per pack, I think they said, and some of them, will be signed. The ones that aren't signed, probably not as interesting as hopefully we'll find one that is signed, but you never know. That is Jonathan Abram. I think, was he a Raider? Oh, I don't know. I started to say Raider, and then I thought better of it. I'm not sure if he is or not. Numbered to 99, you have a little Michael Irvin on that one. Insert, hollow foil insert to be specific. Yeah, that's the only thing about the products that have them still in their collegiate uniform is, man, it is a rather complex sort oftentimes. At least until I've memorized them all. Well, technically speaking, you don't have to memorize every player in all 7 rounds. But you certainly, have to memorize the ones that are going to be in any given product. So you're still usually talking several dozen to be able to sort it quickly or effectively. Efficiently, maybe, is the word I'm looking for. A third redemption. We're on like a big redemption train tonight. Hopefully it's going to be worth it when we flip them over. Maybe they're all going to be fabulously awesome. Mecole Hardman Jr., he was definitely drafted. A Boise State fan, huh, Ryan? I don't watch really Boise State much. Who are your good players out of Boise State that are in the NFL? Bruce Anderson. Of course, my Wildcats are in the SEC, so my tendency is to watch more SEC, SEC football than anything else. Terry McLaurin. Oh, Mecole Hardman's your guy. Okay. Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs, I think, right? Maybe. Jordan Scarlett. Played for the Florida Gators. Yeah, I guess they're trying to figure out in Kansas City now what in the world they're going to do with Tyreek Hill. I mean, they barely get past the Kareem Hunt issue, and now here you sit with Tyreek Hill. Taylor Rapp. And then they just took on Frank Clark in the offseason in a trade. And, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think Frank Clark has a history of domestic abuse when he was younger. Maybe when he was in college, I think he had some issues with that. Hopefully doesn't currently or hasn't since, we hope. But it seems like Kansas City keeps getting bit by the same bug there, if you know what I mean. Nelson, you're going to predict all the redemptions? Well, let's have it, Nelson. Tell us who they're going to be. I always like this part. You guys are often right on a good percentage of them. Oh, yeah, Ryan, I totally agree with you. Kansas City Chiefs, I love watching Pat Mahomes play. Absolutely love watching that kid play. He is just delightful. Well, you're talking about Frank Clark breaking somebody's face in practice, but I think if you look back, I seem to remember that he also had some domestic violence issues swirling around him when he was younger, like in college and things, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but for whatever reason, that's what I think is the case with him. Chauncey Gardner Johnson. Maybe I've got him confused with a different player, but I think there was something with his girlfriend when he was younger. You think the redemptions are going to be N'Keal Harry, A.J. Brown, and Drew Lock. Okay. Well, that would be a solid group to flip over and find. Darius Slayton. Yeah, I mean, there's just these guys that play football, let's face it, they've got a lot of testosterone. And so sometimes that leads to off-the-field issues. Caleb Wilson. Because there's not just everybody that you can walk up, you can't just walk up to somebody on the street and put them in a uniform and have them play football. Got to be a certain kind of person to do it and do it well and enjoy it. Adderley. And usually, we just have a certain, I really do. I think a lot of really good athletes just have a really, not that that would be the only reason, but I think a lot of them do have probably high levels of testosterone naturally occurring, not that they're, shooting it up or anything. Justice Hill. That is number 218. And, you mix that in with a sport that's a little on the violent side, let's face it, and youth. Youth goes a long ways towards causing problems. And then you start thinking about all the money these guys can get when they're young. And, it's a recipe. Keyshawn Johnson. Like, who knows? I think about that sometimes. How would I have turned out if I were, 18, 19 years old and suddenly handed millions of dollars in a big pile? Here you go. With any, and again, I'm not advocating any sort of violence at all. I'm just talking about off the field issues in general, that when you're young and you got a lot of money and a lot of bright future, sometimes they make mistakes and do dumb things. Speaking of, I saw one of our basketball players, UK had Keldon Johnson. The kid's not even been drafted yet, right? And he's probably not even going to be a lottery pick. He's probably going to fall, be first round, but I don't know if he'll fall within the lottery or not. He was driving around in a $300,000 car out in LA a few days ago. I'm like, what are you, like 19? You haven't even been drafted yet, and you went out and acquired a $300,000 car? Jacoby Myers. So, I don't know. Crazy. All right, there's Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa sharing a card there, and that is numbered to 5. That's a pretty sweet little insert hit. So, of course, you've got Chargers with Joey and the 49ers with Nick. But nonetheless, we're going to set it over there just as a reminder when we do our random to figure out where those multi-team cards go. So we'll have an idea of who ends up with that one. Deebo Samuel. Apparently his mom hates that his nickname is Deebo. They said that on draft night. That she did not approve of that. Keelan Doss. All right, we have got, what else coming? What else is coming? We need a big one, like this one. Haha, like right on cue. Ha ha ha, love it. Right on cue. We say need a big one. How about Nick Bosa? I'd say that probably qualifies. And he has been surprisingly elusive to pull signature-wise. So 49ers, congrats on that. Your man Nick Bosa might be the first one, I think, that I have seen out of contenders. Out of our 3 cases, I mean. Next up, Raquel Armstead. So good old Raquel Armstead there. I do not remember if he was drafted, not, or otherwise. Alex Madison. Oh, he has a nice signature. Alex Madison. Nelson, you said you need me to break one more case so you have a chance to get in. But, well, how come you didn't get in this one, Nelson? You've been in the other ones for contenders draft picks. How come you didn't jump in here tonight, man? Oh, I think you said earlier, didn't you? You said you were something or another, and you missed flawless. I don't remember, obviously, what the something or another was. I didn't retain that part, but I did retain that you were tied up or otherwise engaged, and that's how you missed flawless. So I'm going to guess that's what happened here, too. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to break another case of it or not. The first case, I haven't looked at anything for tonight, but the first 2 cases that we broke, I definitely lost money on. The first one I didn't lose a ton on. The second one I did, lost a bunch on. And I don't know about tonight. So it kind of depends on that. You know, if I lost a bunch of money tonight and somebody else is willing to buy it from me and I make a little money and just send them the case, well, you know how that goes. I don't do that too often, but definitely I do it from time to time. How about Drew Lock to 25? Right? That's nice. And poor little Drew Lock, how does he get himself in trouble just right off the bat? Right after you get drafted. Why are you making dumb comments right after you get drafted to tick off your entire fan base? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with some of these kids. Jordan Scarlett. Oh, Nelson said I lost money on this one too. He's already counted it up. All right. Well, thank you, Nelson. Thank you for letting me know I lost money again tonight. Then yeah, I will probably just sell this out as a sealed case then. What I have left, I mean. Keelan Doss. Yeah, I mean, certainly there's plenty of times I break stuff and lose money on it. Absolutely. Unquestionably there are. But I, don't want to break a bunch of something if I'm consistently losing money every time when I can sell it as a sealed case and not lose money. Terry McLaurin. Nelson, I have no idea what else has shipped recently. What went out today? Didn't some contenders go out today? I think it did. I sorted a bunch of different stuff today, Nelson, and some of it shipped and got picked up today, and some of it I printed the labels, but it won't get picked up till tomorrow because it was after the post office was closed and after my pickup had already taken place. But I'm pretty sure Contenders 2 is already out the door. Tony Pollard. Because I think, did it go yesterday or did it go today? It went recently. Anyway, it should be on the way. But if you look in your eBay purchase history, and then it will give you the tracking number, and that should give you, once it's been in the post office system for, a day or so, it'll usually give you an estimated delivery date. Jeffrey Simmons. And then you'll know about when it should be showing up at your house. Numbered to 99, Leonard Fournette. I think it went today. Because I gotta think about this. I sorted Gypsy Queen and Honors. I think Contenders. And maybe something else today. I had 3 or 4 things done, but it just didn't all get picked up today. A guy did a dual case. You bought $1,000 worth by the team. You bought the Cardinals, Giants, Patriots, Redskins, and he canceled the, wait a minute, what? And he canceled the eBay said he was not going to lose $2,000. So, what are you saying? That he didn't sell the rest of the spots, or he did sell them, but they just sold for like next to no money? Honestly, I mean, I've seen breakers do that before, where they will just refund everybody rather than lose the money. I have not done that in the past, and I've taken some pretty good licks on certain things. I remember one break. It was a new product a couple of years ago, and oh man, I lost like $1,500, $1,700 in one break, and I had a few cases of it, and I lost about that much on every case. Oh, it was awful. But no, I did break it, so, Terry McLaurin. I mean, I understand where the guy's coming from. It's terrible to lose money like that. It was terrible when I lost all the money when I did it, but I guess it just depends on, maybe he couldn't afford to absorb it, and so he had to do that. I don't know how it worked, but Hunter Renfrow. I don't know his individual circumstances, so I would not want to comment on his personal situation. But I know in the past I have taken the hit. Now, there's certain things I won't. Like if something is sold and there's an unpaid team, up to a certain amount, I'll absorb the risk. But like the other night when we were looking at an $1,100 bid for the Dallas Mavericks unpaid, now that I wasn't willing to absorb. So there's things, Bruce Anderson. There's, places, alternatives. You said it was a 2-case break, and he just refunded everyone and just canceled the whole break. Oh, wow. Well, daggone, man. Byron Murphy. He definitely got drafted as well. In fact, did he end up going 20th overall? No. Yes? Maybe. I can't remember if he did or not. But he's definitely drafted. I just can't remember the team that took him. Miles Sanders. Trooper, what did you say happened to you? Something happened to you and the guy's e-check bounced at PayPal? Yeah, I've had that. I've had e-checks bounce more times than I can count, which is why most of the time I just cancel it if it's an e-check the night of the break. Jordan Scarlett. And then the odds and ends time where I don't do that, Sometimes they go through and sometimes they bounce. So, you know, always a risk. Well, Nelson, you know, your point is, well, if you undersell a card, can you just cancel it? Listen, somebody did that to me. I bought, they had listed an Antonio, this is a couple years ago, an Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell rookie cards. I don't remember if there was anything else in the lot or not, but definitely those two were put together in one bidding lot. Now, they weren't, you know, National Treasures or Flawless. They were out of a more run-of-the-mill card set. I can't remember the specific card set, but anyway, I ended up winning the auction, and I paid right away. And I would say I paid a pretty fair price. I mean, I got them maybe $25, $30 under what I would call market value, quote unquote. But it wasn't like an unreasonably low bid that they sold for. And they sent me a message and said that I could either pay them another $50 or they would cancel the sale. Yeah, for real. And so, of course, you know, I reported that to eBay. Jarrett Stidham, there you go. That's he's going to be headed to the Patriots. So we'll see how they groom him. See if he turns into the next Tom Brady. And eBay basically said, well, there's, you know, nothing we can do about it if they cancel the sale. As long as they refund your money, there's nothing to be done about it. And that was that. So definitely people do it. James Williams comes out of that pack. Oh, the guy refunded you by e-check and the e-check bounced. Your refund check bounced. Oh, man, Trooper, that is harsh. Now, that's really bad. I assume PayPal made that right for you, though, right? Quadre Allison. I mean, I think PayPal, surely to goodness, would make that right for you. Nelson says he thinks there'll be at least 40 cards going to the undrafted spot, and he wants to know how close he gets. He wants me to count them up after I sort them and let him know. Dang, look at that. Not only did you hit one Nick Bosa a while ago, you got the cracked ice Nick Bosa right here to 23. San Francisco 49ers in the house, baby. Nice hit. I mean, I know nobody gets as excited about the players on the defensive side of the ball as they do the players on the offensive side of the ball, but I'm kind of excited about Nick Bosa. And you know, maybe I'm just unique in that way. Jace Sternberger. This one is Jacoby Myers. Nelson, you're saying the package I sent, was it big? I mean, probably. Yours usually are. But I think, didn't I strip out all your base cards, right? Didn't you just want your, you just wanted inserts and autographs, numbered cards. Numbered cards, inserts, and autographs, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I stripped out all your base cards. But if I wasn't supposed to, I still got them here. But I could have sworn that that is what we were doing. Did I get that wrong? Yeah, Benny Snell cracked ice was a nice hit. Especially after he went to my Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, Steelers fans like myself, we're so crazy. We always go track down cards for our newly drafted players. So you'll get probably even a little bit more money for him because he went to the Steelers. Yeah, so this would be the same then. It would just be no, I would have done 2 the same way I did 1 then, with no base. And if it, I mean, I'm sure it was a big package. I sent out a lot of big packages today. Anytime I do stuff with a lot of base in it, or a lot of hits in it, yeah, some of those packages get quite large. Noah Fant. Now, I know this man went in the first round, along with his teammate. Both tight ends out of Iowa. Another Madison. We see a lot of him. Nelson says, oh, he'll give me a Benny Snell cracked ice for free if I break him another case. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I know that. I know that old bait and switch tactic. Oh, yeah, you heard me get my drink of water there. Yeah, I have had the worst allergies, and my asthma's been terrible today, too. Raquel Armstead. And so, I take all this medicine to keep me from sneezing all over the place and to try to keep things a little bit in check, but it really dries out my mouth. So that's kind of a drag. I don't usually use ice, though. You probably heard the ice, huh? Jacques Patrick. Typically, when I'm doing breaks, I just use a bottle of water and no ice. But tonight, I don't know. I splurged. I went for the ice. The noisy, rattly ice. Taylor Rapp. Ah, you're funny, Nelson. Yeah, sadly, it is just water, my friend. Sad but true. Ooh, I see a Mojo. It's not our autograph, but there's a Mojo coming anyway. This is another Mecole Hardman Jr. And a Mojo connection, Billy Cannon and Leonard Fournette. It's numbered to 10. And like all of our other dual player cards, it's going to sit over there in housekeeping to remind me that we've got to deal with it in a little bit. Coming up pretty shortly because we're on our last box. So it is now last box Mojo time. Yeah, it is. I like the last box Mojo. Works pretty well for us most of the time, although we've already pulled some really good stuff out of here. Hey, how much more is in here? I don't know. Can we conjure up something else exceptional? Let's try. Tim, I think they've probably already answered you. I haven't read the rest of the way down in chat, but yes to both. Yes to Debo and yes to Bosa. Trooper says it's looking grim for his Seahawks. Uh-oh. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're going to have some luck here. Let's try it. Let's try it. Try to conjure it. Josh Oliver. There's a first rounder for you. Well, can I get the sleeve open? Apparently not. There we go. Crazy. Sleeve not wanting to cooperate with me. Story of my life around my house. Nobody wants to cooperate with me. Including my plastic card sleeves tonight. Don't forget that we have those 3 redemptions up there. So we're still going to have some Mojo waiting for us up there at the top as well. Stanley Morgan Jr. There's a law firm called Morgan Stanley. He's Stanley Morgan, but it makes me think of Morgan & Morgan for the people. They advertise all the time. That's their slogan. Morgan and Morgan for the people. And here's a little O'Shane, or however we say his name, Ximenes. I'm assuming it's Ximenes. Usually X is pronounced Z in those kind of scenarios. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We have a bowl ticket here for Carson Wentz to 99. Of course, he's the Eagles. A little Philly action. Bryce Love. Bryce Love showing up here late, numbered 218. Hard signed autograph on that one. 2 packs to go, which means we have 2 hits to go. Oh, Jim Plunkett. Dang, man, that is throwback central right there. And it's a cracked ice even. A cracked ice Jim Plunkett. What are the odds? Huh. Well, that's a pretty sweet little hit. I know not everybody's a fan of, retired guys and Hall of Famers and whatnot. I kind of am, so I get a little more interested when we pull them out, especially when it's unexpected, like it was in this product. Myles Gaskin is our last autograph that we see live tonight. And now we've got some redemptions to check out, and then we've got some multi-team cards we're going to deal with, and then of course we've got a tremendously large group of autographs that will be recapped. So all of that's going to be coming up here, but first things first, we're going to flip these redemptions. We're going to see if Nelson was right or not, because if he's right, he says he's going to go play the lottery tomorrow, so we'll see if he's right or wrong. First one, he is right. He absolutely called N'Keal Harry, so he's right on the first one. Our second one is Drew Lock. He's right on the second one as well. This is Optic Green. The first one was a college ticket on N'Keal Harry. Drew Lock is Optic Green. And our third one, Elijah Holyfield. Very cool college ticket. Elijah, of course, was not drafted but has subsequently signed with the Carolina Panthers. So I know for sure that Elijah Holyfield is a Panther. Because I believe it was maybe yesterday that he signed with them. Yesterday, I think. Maybe day before, but I think yesterday. All right, what did I say we need to do? We need to go over to the Panini website. Let me get myself over there so that I can bring you with me. And we're going to find out what these might be numbered to. Except it's still sitting where it was the last time I used it, so let's reset it a tad bit here. All right, so first things first, we're going to look up the Elijah Holyfield college ticket. That may not be numbered. My guess is maybe not, but let's find out. It's card number 202. So scrolling for a really long time. And yeah, it's not numbered. If it had been numbered, it'd be right over there on the edge. So that is an unnumbered Elijah Holyfield, but he is a Panther. I know he signed with the Panthers. All right, we're next going to go to Contenders Optic Green, and we will be looking for card number 110, and that will be Drew Lock when we find it. Contenders Optic Green. There we go. Card number 110. There is Drew Lock, and that's also unnumbered, oddly enough. I would have thought that would have been numbered. Huh. Okay. Drew Lock is also unnumbered. And then N'Keal Harry RPS college ticket is our card set for that one. Did I just go scrolling right past it, sort of? Not exactly. Card number 108, and I guess it's not numbered either. Well, all right. So none of those are numbered. I thought I thought they would be, but well, they're not apparently. So there you go. Now we know. And now we know. Okay. So here's well, we'll set that aside. We have this to deal with. So basically, there are a ton of these, particularly these. Tons and tons of them. You saw them go by. I just didn't pull each individual one out. So some are horizontal, some are vertical, but in both cases you have a player on the left and a player on the right. Ditto for these. These are the only ones we have that are numbered. The BOSA connections numbered to 5 and the LSU connections card is numbered to 10. But once again, you have a player on the left and a player on the right. So to make this simple, what we are going to do is go over here to random.org and I'm going to type in left side and right side. Real easy. Anytime I have 9 or fewer items in a list, I do random 3 times. The first 2 times do not count. It is only that third and final random that will determine where those cards are going to go. All right, so good luck. Here we go. Ignore the first one and ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. There's 3 times our date and time stamp up there, and it's going to the player on the right-hand side. So in this instance, that is Nick Bosa on the right-hand side. So it's going to head off then to the 49ers. Now, of course, that's in a sleeve. I think everyone knows I would not like take a Sharpie and write on a card, but just as sure as I don't demonstrate it, you know that's exactly what will happen. Somebody will say, oh, she wrote on my card. I can't believe that. All right, so this one, of course, goes to Leonard Fournette and the Jags. Then all the rest of them, again, there's tons of them. It will just go to whoever is on the right. So Ed Reed's on this one, and Hakeem Butler is on this one, and there's probably 150 or 200 of those types cards over there, and it will go to the right-hand side on every single one of them. Our numbered cards that don't have signatures attached, to 99, that's Carson Wentz. This is also to 99, it's Leonard Fournette. To 99, it is Michael Irvin. And to 99, Antonio Callaway. So Browns, Cowboys, Jags, Eagles on those. To recap, we have Elijah Holyfield, recently signed with the Carolina Panthers, so I know that's where he goes. And then, of course, Drew Lock and N'Keal Harry were both drafted. And onward and upward we go. Numbered to 23, Cracked Ice, Jim Plunkett. Numbered to 18, Bryce Love. Maybe we should just turn these that way, see if that makes it easier. O'Shane Zimines, Stanley Morgan, Josh Oliver, Taylor Rapp, Jacques Patrick, Alex Madison, Noah Fant, Jace Sternberger, Nick Bosa, Cracked Ice, right to 23. Quadri Allison, James Williams, Jarrett Stidham, Jonathan Abram, Andy Isabella, Drew Sample, Caden Smith to 18. Dortch, Greg Dortch, or whatever. This is a one-of-one Jalen Ferguson autographed printing plate. Dylan Mitchell, Tommy Sweeney. Then we managed to come up with this. Little Hollywood Brown, and his card looks a little Hollywood, doesn't it? Marquise Brown on the Mojo insert. It's Contenders Optic Mojo, to be specific, and it is numbered to 15. So nice little Hollywood Brown hit there for somebody. And then Emmanuel Hall, Greg Dortch, Trayvon Mullen, Lonnie Johnson Jr. from my University of Kentucky Wildcats, numbered to 18. Damian Harris cracked ice to 23. May turn out to be better than you think. Keenan Brown, Antoine Wesley, Jordan Ta'amu. Throwback here. This is Rahib Rocket Ishmael, cracked ice to 23. And of course, we'll go to the team that he played for the longest in the NFL, given that he's, retired. Easton Stick, Miles Boykin, Foster Moreau, Taiwan Deal to 15. Next up, Miles Gaskin, Nicole Hardman, Raquel Armstead, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Scarlett, Miles Sanders, Byron Murphy, Bruce Anderson, Hunter Renfro, Terry McLaurin, Jeffrey Simmons, Tony Pollard, Terry McLaurin, that is Keelan Doss, Jordan Scarlett. That's a nice Drew Lock game day ticket, numbered to 25. It's a sticker auto on there, but still, I mean, I think that's a pretty solid little hit right there, I believe. Alex Madison, Raquel Armstead. There's your other Nick Bosa, your base Nick Bosa. Keelan Doss, Debo Samuel, Jacoby Myers, Keyshawn Johnson, Justice Hill to 18. Nasir Adderley, Caleb Wilson, Darius Slayton, Chauncey Gardner Johnson, Taylor Rapp, Jordan Scarlett, McLaren, Anderson, and another Nicole Hardman Jr. All right, well, that is our break for tonight and our recap for tonight. Just one more time as a final reminder, these guys in their collegiate uniforms in this product. So retired players will go to the team they played for the longest. Current active players, veteran players, whatever you want to call them, will also go to their current team. Rookies will go to either the team that drafted them, or if they were undrafted, or obviously if they were undrafted but they have signed with a team sometime between the end of the draft and right now at this day and time, they will go to the team that they signed with. If they are neither drafted nor signed and they're just floating out there in the ether waiting for a deal, they go to the undrafted free agent category. And I suspect there are quite a few of those in there, much as Nelson predicted. I think there probably are a pretty good number of them. As some of those guys may go on and sign deals later, but we're talking about, deals signed as of right now. All right, now, if you happen to miss this earlier, we'll take another quick peek at your shipping info and the breaks that are coming up in the days ahead. So the Flawless Football should be on the way to you no later than Tuesday a week from today. Most likely it's going to go out to you faster than that, but it should not be any later than that. And Contenders Draft Picks, I'm anticipating a Saturday shipping date. If I can get it out to you sooner than Saturday, I will gladly do so. And if something unanticipated happens, it could possibly slide to Monday, but my best guess is Saturday. And of course, in any case, if you did not hit anything, you didn't get a base card, not one single thing, if you were in the free shipping break for Flawless, I would typically just hold on to your consolation card until your next package goes, simply because it is a free shipping break. But if you want it sooner, you need only send me a message and let me know, and I will take care of it for you. Our paid shipping break, if you got skunked there, which I think is kind of unlikely, but if somebody did get completely skunked, you would still get consolation cards, of course, sent out with the rest of the break since it is a paid shipping break. Now, coming up tomorrow night, we're breaking 2019 Score Football. It's a half case break. It's going to be so long. It might be a 2 Red Bull break. I don't know. And we're starting early, 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Pacific. So be ready. Bring a snack, bring a drink, bring a friend. We're going to be there a while. On Thursday, we're going to open Gold Rush Basketball Value Packs, 12-pack box. Box is same as a case. I believe there are 3 cards per pack, but double check it. And Flawless Football again. On Friday, a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys and a 12-box case of Diamond Kings baseball. Saturday is Kentucky Derby Day. That's like a national holiday where I live. So that's an off night. No breaks there. On Sunday, we'll start early again, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, because we've got to do the dreaded back half of that case of score. Yeah, it's going to be ugly. But fun, but long. Just long. Just know that. Bring a snack. For real, it's going to be long. No matter how fast I go, it's still going to be long. All right, that is it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you spending part of your evening with me. We'll be back at it tomorrow night. So if I do not see you then, I hope I see you again sometime soon. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you the next time. Bye now.